So this is going to be a little bit of a random video and something a bit different, but I get lots of people ask how I cope with the heights of my bikes. The Aprilia is completely standard, not done anything with it, no lowering, nothing, the same as the YZ. So I'm going to jump on, just talk you through and see if I can make you guys a little bit more comfortable. I'm 5'1", I'm quite little. As you can see, if I stand next to the bike, obviously you can see I'm quite little. But when we try the YZ, you can see the proper comparison. So my first tip, whenever I stop or start or go anywhere, I always leave the bike in gear. It's just a little bit of an extra security thing. So if you get off and it moves a little bit, it's going to catch because it's not going to move. Or and the same as when you get off. Or if you're slightly on a camber on a hill, you can, if you're in gear, it's not going to roll away from you and you lose your foot and then drop away. I don't know if everyone does this. I know my other half, when he goes to move my bike, he's like, oh, it's in gear. But it's just a security thing for me, just something that makes me a bit more comfortable when I pull up and stop. So this one, I can get on with the side stand down absolutely fine. I have no issues in reaching it. The RSV4 is a little bit different because the side stand is a different shape to the Tiono and you haven't got as much leverage. So I sort of have to sort of fiddle about and try and get it on. If not with the RSV4, I'll just stand the bike up, side stand up, and then get on. So as you can see, even just stinging, that is it. So we'll lift her up. There we go. Hang on. Let me push her forward, and then you can see it a little bit. So I'm proper on tippy toes on both sides, but I'm comfortable with that 90% of the time. Traffic lights, stop, junction, anything, I'm like this. Always, because if I do this, I can shift my ass over. You can see I'm over and I'm flat footed. I can hold this bike, the movement of it, everything on one leg. I can roll, when we pull up, I roll back on one leg. I can literally do everything on the one leg. I don't need my other foot down. When I do stop at a junction, or mostly hills if you stop at hills, but if I do stop at a junction, I'm 1 foot down, my arse is over, foot covering that back brake. Again, just another security thing. If it's going to roll, it's not going anywhere with that back brake on. So I do try to always keep my foot on that rear brake and 1 foot down. You can sort of see it, this sort of, if I'm sat like that, how far my arse is shifted over to be flat footed. I will show you sort of the back angle and how my leg is this side. So yeah, that is quite thingy. When changing gear, or if you're not in gear, so if you haven't started in first gear like I do as a security thing, you need to put it in gear. It's just a straight leg swap. It's nothing dramatic. It's easier in the levers, they slip a bit more on the seat. But yeah, you can sort of easily move the bike about. It's a heavy old bike as well, it's 209 kilo, I think. So you sort of got to adjust and get used to the weight of the bikes. Never really had a problem. All good for me. Same side stand. Let me change the angle so I can show you more of the back. So I'm kind of hoping this angle will work, and you can sort of see the angles and stuff. So let's give it a go. So like I said before, I'm happy sitting on it with, getting on it with the side stand down. So pick it up. As you can see, arse shifted over and I'm sat comfortably on one leg. That doesn't faze me. Changing over, it's all quite straightforward to do. Yeah, so it's nice and easy. That's how I sit 90% of the time when I pull up. And like I said before, I can move the bike backwards and forwards on one leg. Same as side stand down, shift the arse over, other leg down. You can sort of, if you're comfortable, like I am, sort of lean the bike into you. I always lift that peg up. Oh, my trainer's caught. That hasn't worked. Lift that peg up, stand down. It's always, I always have to lift that to get the little bit out. It's easy as that. And then she's down. Nice and easy. Let's do the YZ. Right, so time for the YZ. Let's see how that goes. I'm not really in the frame, am I? Let's shift it over a bit more. See if we can get it in the frame. Just a bit better. There we go. That is the height difference with the YZ. It's a massive bike. It is huge, but also ridiculously light. You've just watched me slide that across there, no issues at all. So with this one, it's slightly different for me. I have to put it in gear before I get on it. So the bike would be running, plunk it in gear, and then I have to get on. There's no side stand because it's a motocross bike. Obviously they sync, again, motocross bike, and then I would ride off and hop on. I have to put it in gear before setting off, just because you can see it's a lot different to my other bikes. I can sit flat-footed, but you can already see just how far this leg is. But again, if I'm sat waiting or I'm pissed about on it, this is how I'll sit. It's just more comfortable being on one leg. Just for me, you've got more strength in it, you're not on your toes. It's sort of so light, it doesn't matter. And you can see the compression in it, so it will sink and move. So again, let's put it in neutral quickly. Again, when I get on and off, it's in gear. That's just the law for me on any bike that I ride. Even if I ride press bikes, track bikes, everything, it's all in gear. It's never not in gear. Hang on, let me see if I can balance. You can see how far my feet are off the floor. It's a tall old bike. Let me change the angle again. You can see it from a different angle and see if you think it's doable for you. Obviously, motocross isn't for everyone, enduro isn't for everyone, but it does give you a perspective of height differences and being little. It's the tallest bike I've got to show you. Just because you're little doesn't mean you can't ride a bike. With this, same as getting off. It's so light, it doesn't matter. Just jump on and off. One thing, it's fine. Right, let's show you another angle of it. They don't have side stands, so you have to have an axle stand. Normally I have the one that goes underneath and you just pump it so the bike lifts straight up. Let's try and show you a different angle. Hopefully this angle works. It looks like it. Should be alright. Yeah! My little axle thingy bit. So the height of the bike again, I'll stand next to it. It doesn't look as dramatic here, but it comes up to above my waist. So again, bike would be in gear. That's on. You can sort of see my foot there. Shifting over. Well, you can definitely see my other foot the other side now. So the angle of it is quite a tall bike. But same again, bike's in gear. It's not going anywhere. It's light enough. I can sit like this, waiting to set off, or if someone's crashed on track, you have to stop. It's easy enough. Yeah, it's an easy thing to do once you've got an act of doing it. So yeah, nice and simple, getting on and off, easy enough. Like I say, when I do set off, it's just bike in gear. So it's in gear. The clutch would obviously be in, and the bike would be running straight on, clutch out, ride off as I am, and then as I set off, I get on. Each to their own. Yeah, hopefully that helps a few people out and breaks their confidence and shows that you don't have to lower bikes. If you have to, that's entirely up to you. And but the way I look at it is, thousands of pounds have been spent manufacturing that Tiono to its best handling abilities and it's set up to how it's meant to be. So why am I going to fiddle with it? But yeah. So I hope my tips help a few people out and give them some guidance and thingy. You're more than welcome to message me and ask about any more tips and stuff. But they're my main ones of leaving it in gear, foot on the back brake, just be comfortable with it, and learn the weight of the bike. That helps massively. Um, See how you get on. Give me a message or let me know if you do anything different or if you've got any tips for anyone else, and we'll put them in comments.